Hi loves, welcome back to my channel. It's Azula from the Hummingbird Coven. Welcome to your weekly oracle guidance for the week of May 25th through to the 31st. However, if you're new, my messages, all of my readings, all of the videos that I post on my channel are timeless. So whenever you see this message, whenever you see this video, that is when it is meant for you. That is when the energies will play out, because energies are very cyclical, and energy always repeats, it always comes back. So whenever you do happen to come upon this video, this is when this message is meant for you. Also, if you are new, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. It's free and it really helps my channel grow, especially during this time. And I really appreciate it. Also, shout out to everyone who is subscribed to my channel. What's up? Let's get into the week. We have the moon. Oh yes, and I have an announcement. I just got a new oracle deck that goes with this diary, this Moonology diary that I have. So I'm really excited. This is going to be the first card that we pull this week. I'm going to put it over here, and I'll put it with the overall blessing that's coming through. Yeah, the kind of overall energy, the overall blessing that's going to come through. So I'll have two cards on this side today. And then I also pulled the messages from the mothers, the lessons that we are going to be learning in the beginning, in the middle, and in the end of the week. I usually go Monday through Wednesday, Wednesday through Friday, and Friday through Sunday. Also, grab your notebooks, grab your pencils, grab your everything that you need, your tea, your incense, light a candle if you want to, get comfy, and just get ready to receive this message, and note it down, jot it down, so that you can come back to it throughout the week, because I find it is really helpful. I always go back, and also the other videos that I watch, the other YouTubers who do these types of videos, like, they always have gems in there that sometimes I'll write it down, but I might miss it as I'm moving through the week, because we're human and we forget. We have to be reminded. So I'll go back to it, and I'll look back and I'll be like, oh, okay, this is the energy that was playing out. And then sometimes it'll help me actually put pieces together. A lot of the times that's where I get most of my downloads of information, is when I'm going back through my notes. And this is also the time that we're in right now. We have so many retrogrades happening. We have Pluto's been in retrograde. We have in the sign of Capricorn. We have Venus in retrograde in the sign of Gemini. We as well, or I think Mercury is also in the sign of Gemini, and I'm pretty sure Mercury is going to go retrograde as we move into June. We also have Jupiter going retrograde, also in the sign of Capricorn. We have Saturn retrograde in the sign of Aquarius. So many, like, everything is kind of being slowed down, because those are also like big, heavy planets and energies as well. So when they start to move backwards, it's calling us to slow down, to revisit, to revise, and that's definitely the energy that's coming in. And especially as we move into this week, it's such a good time to do that. The moon is in Cancer. I always find Cancer is it's an energy where you kind of are relaxing. You're allowing yourself to flow. You're allowing yourself to feel held, to feel loved, whether that be by your family, your loved ones, or whether that be by Mother Earth, Mother Nature, and maybe even the moon, or the sun, depending on when you just are able to go outside and just relax, and decompress. Because we definitely need that, because it's a lot of energy. It's a lot that we're going through right now. This is like, let's not pretend that this is, I don't want to say normal, but it's definitely not what a lot of people expected this year to be. I kind of had hints of it in my videos that I did last year. I was kind of hinting at this energy. I didn't know it was going to come up in this way, but it makes sense with the energy that is going on in the planets, and then just Mother Earth itself, like the way this world was going. We were moving too fast. Also, sorry for those of you who are new. I channel live. I channel real time, so sometimes I might go off on rants like I just did. And that's usually because a message is coming through, I'm channeling. And you'll usually kind of notice in the way that because I'm kind of a shy person, at least I think I am. A lot of people feel like I'm more my rising sign. I'm a Pisces sun and moon, and I'm a Sagittarius rising. So myself, with my own emotions, I'm a water sign, and I'm a mutable water sign at that. Like, I'm very much kind of observant and quiet. At least I think I am, but my Sag rising is, I can be fiery, I can go off. Yeah, anyways. I don't know why I was compelled to tell you that. Maybe it's because you guys need to, if you haven't already, see what your sun and moon signs are and see what your rising sign is, and also the rest of the aspects of your planets. I'm kind of going to begin to schedule when I can do kind of readings for people. I don't know if I'm gonna post that publicly or do that more private clients, but I'm getting more comfortable in my craft at this point and in my studies, that I feel like I can at least give people some beginner information so that they can get the building blocks, just like how I did for myself. Yeah, so if you're interested, and I'd also probably like do actual readings and use the cards that I have to also channel messages for individuals. I'm playing with that, so we'll see when that happens, how that happens. But yeah, I feel like there's gonna be there's a shift happening as well, as we kind of decompress, as we relax. It's because we're also gaining our strength again. It's definitely the best time, if you haven't been doing any type of self-love, or even if you have been doing self-love, treat yourself a little bit more. The beginning of this week, when the moon is in Cancer, show yourself a little bit more love. Maybe do a face mask, maybe do a hair mask, maybe paint your nails and your toes. Maybe, I don't know, get dressed up, or just go to the park you by yourself and, I don't know, read a book, or whatever it is that makes you feel and fills you up with love and makes you feel beautiful and makes you feel radiant and makes you feel just happy and filled within yourself. Definitely step into that energy. A wonderful day to do that would be on Wednesday, because the moon is in the sign of Cancer, moving into the sign of Leo. Cancer and Leo in astrology represent the sun and the moon, or the moon and the sun rather. Cancer being the moon's energy and this Leo being the sun's energy. So that would be a great time to, I feel like, go out in nature and just soak it in, because the weather's been so nice too. Hopefully it's sunny still, but even if it's not, even if it's raining, like, I don't know, feel that energy, feel what that does to you. Maybe some of you need to go out and dance in the rain or something. Because there is also an energy of childhood and children, and that is also that Leo's energy as we move into the middle of the week. It's a very playful energy, and we got that last week as well. Like, we're being called to be more childlike, to be more playful again, to remember the things that we used to love to do when we were children, when we were free and we had no cares. Like, if you even think about, because I was born in the 90s, right? So if you think about that time and then the shift that happened when we moved into the 2000s, like, a lot of us who are watching this video, we are part of literally the age when technology was introduced. If you can think about your childhood just before that and the type of freedom that felt like, it's kind of like we're moving back in that direction for a second to reevaluate also the internet. Because if you think about it, like, this is something that was new, and they just kept experimenting with this new technology, with literally this video that you're watching right now on YouTube, with like video technology, right? And the internet and the World Wide Web, like everything, Google, everything. They were experimenting. They were seeing how far could this go kind of energy. But they also made mistakes along the way, right? If you try anything, if you begin anything, you're going to make mistakes along the way. So sometimes you have to be called back to reevaluate and say, okay, I got this far, but I made a certain amount of mistakes, and now those things are coming back into my life because, like, it's either maybe a person that I had a falling out with, but now I'm working for them, or some, like, however it kind of falls into place for you. I'm just kind of using an example that's coming into my head. Or I don't know, like, maybe something with your family as well. There is very much an emphasis on family and children. So maybe when you were a child, maybe something that happened with a family member in your life. Because there also is very much an energy of kind of building back the family unit and remembering the truth behind family roles. And this is not like we have what we have now. Like every family is different, and every family should be respected, and every family is unique in either whatever mixes, because there's so many mixes now as well, which is like, it's bringing us together. It's this energy of continuing to bring us together, but we also have to heal the steps that got us here. I hope this is making sense. I hope I'm not just talking a whole bunch of nonsense. I hope this is kind of making sense for you, but we're rebuilding that family unit, essentially, is what I'm saying. So yeah, this is a time right now where everyone is kind of revisiting where are we, what also goals did we set in the beginning, and how many goals did we maybe check off our list, and how many goals did we not, and are there some things that don't actually matter to us anymore, and we can maybe knock it off our list and make some space for a new goal. Kind of energy is also coming through. And then as you move into the end of the week, the moon moves into the sign of Virgo. So it's very much getting into, it's also, yeah, like the day-to-day reality of that, whatever it is that you're kind of stepping into, whatever it is that you have rediscovered, whatever it is that you have cleared up in a project, in a relationship, in a, whatever it is that you're creating. We're kind of getting to, like, we're writing down the details of the new goals again, also, that we want to move forward with. And then the moon moves into the sign of Libra at the very end of the week, moving into next week, which is when I feel like we're balancing now those energies as well. We're balancing our new inspiration as well as coming through, like Ace of Wands energy is coming through. And that's been coming up a lot in my personal readings as well. This Ace of Wands energy, it's a new spark, it's a new beginning. We're moving into summer, right? So I feel like this week is kind of going to give us that taste of summer. I feel like there's an energy of whatever it is that you do this week, that is the energy that you will have and be cultivating and continuing to move forward in and with as you move into the summer months. I'm definitely feeling June, but I'm feeling like the end of, like mid to end of June. Yeah, and you have that full moon eclipse in Sagittarius, and then you have new moon in Cancer, right? New moon eclipse in Cancer. Yeah, we're moving into eclipse season as well. So it's very powerful energy that we're feeling, and that's why we're already feeling it before we even step into that. Spirit is literally giving a taste of what that energy will be like. So again, allow yourself to rest, allow yourself to build up your strength for the middle of the week energy, probably where you're going to want to start taking the actions that you would want to take in that new world that you are creating for yourself, right? And then start to write down maybe notes, like things that you're noticing, things that are working with whatever it is that you're doing, whatever you're playing with, right? And then the things that need to have more structure or things that need less structure. And again, finding that balance as we come into the end of the week and Sunday. Okay, that was a lot. We're 14 minutes in and I haven't pulled a card yet. So if you're still here, thank you. And let's get into this reading. I hope that makes sense though. I hope that that resonates in some way. And again, I do these readings so that I can empower all of us to take hold of our destiny and like create the lives that we actually want to and we're meant to and are deserving to create. So I already cleansed this deck, but I'm just going to wake it up. Wow, I'm so excited to use it. And look, I split the deck and I already have new moon in Pisces, and that's my energy. Meditate and contemplate. Okay. So I've been waiting for this deck for a while. First. Sorry. Oh, can I reach it? Yep. If you're new, that will probably happen about 5 more times in this video. But I like my simple aesthetics, so we're gonna roll with it. Okay. So tuning into the collective consciousness for the week of May 25th to the 31st. What is the overall energy, the overall blessing trying to come through? What is the overall message that the mothers of the moon has for us? Want me to receive a clear, easy, and accurate message for the collective consciousness. Wow, these cards are so nice. Okay. What is the overall blessing? Thank you. New moon in Taurus. Interesting. Okay, prosperity lies ahead, which is, yep. I feel like the things that we also manifested with the new moon in Taurus. So again, as I said, energy is cyclical. Like, go back and see also what you manifested in the new moon in Taurus. This could be this year, but you can also go back if you have those notes and records of last year's new moon in Taurus. Yeah, but see what you had wanted to manifest at this time. Check on your goals, right? And then this is also, because Taurus energy is also sometimes you have to make a sacrifice for change, right? Everything is an exchange in energy. You have to sacrifice your time, your energy, or for like animals, they sacrifice their, like if you're making animal sacrifice, you're sacrificing blood, right? Which is what they used to do. That's kind of the energy that the bull kind of carries. Oh man, I have a face mask on and it's kind of melting with the heat of the sun. We're gonna roll with it. Okay. Yeah, so that's the overall energy. It's very stable, very grounded energy, right? Taurus is an earth sign. Prosperity lies ahead. That's summertime. What we also, I feel like, again, what we manifested with the Taurus new moon, that's what is going to start to unfold in our lives. Are we where we said we were going to be at this point? And what sacrifices maybe do we have to make sure that we stay on our path? Right? The mistakes that we made along the way, it's fine, everyone makes mistakes, but now it's like take accountability, take responsibility, and move forward. It might be in communication. I'm seeing an image of Venus because Venus rules Taurus energy. And Venus right now is retrograde in the sign of Gemini, which rules communication. So this might be in communication that you're finding more stability and groundedness in how you communicate with people, and how you also, I'm hearing, balance the energies within yourself, right? The dualities that you hold within yourself, your own masculine and feminine energy, that when it's unbalanced, that's when you make the mistakes, right? Because you're too indulged in one side, you're not leveled, right? You're not balanced. So you might go a little too fast or move a little bit too slowly, and then that has an effect on, obviously, your progress. So yeah, it's what sacrifices do we need to make sure that we're able to have this prosperity. And you have the North Node, step out of your comfort zone. Yeah, 100%. check out what your north node is. Your north node is essentially your destiny. And I am seeing an emphasis on this purple and this green. And you have full moon in Aries as well under that. Oh my gosh, I love this deck so much. A fiery climax approaches as well. Take that as you will. You have step out of... Okay, yeah, that card just completely distracted me for some reason. But there is an energy of like, also embrace what your desires are, is an energy, right? Embrace what it, because that is what you obviously manifested, were your deepest, your truest desires. And it's like move towards them is what's coming through. Like it's the time to take action towards them. I'm seeing an emphasis on purple, on green, and on red. So your third eye, crown chakra, your heart chakra, and your root chakra. If you're someone who works with chakras. But yeah, take a look at what your north node is. Your north node is your destiny. So your south node, which will be the sign that's directly opposite of that, is where it's like your past life energy. It's what you know. It's what you're comfortable with. It's where you're kind of going to start as you move through your life, as you move through your cycles, as you grow up, right, from childhood to wherever you are now. It's what you know, it's what you're comfortable with. But your north node is something that is maybe not so comfortable to you. As I was saying, with my north node is in Libra. But I feel like the energy that's going to also get me there is more so my Sagittarius, or a balance of my Sagittarius and Pisces energies. Fire and water energies, right? Balanced. That's my north node. It's not comfortable for me because of the energy I had in my past life, but it's where I'm meant to strive to. But I'm kind of feeling an energy of 4. Also, I think the north node just moved into the sign of Gemini. Yeah, it was in the sign of Cancer a little while ago, and it moved into the sign of Gemini. Yeah, so the north node is in the sign of Gemini as well. Again, a lot of communication energy. It's being more grounded in your communications. And okay, I'm gonna leave it. And also like how you manifest, like being clear in your manifestations as well, like the words that you are saying. And this is also the words in I feel like your everyday life right now. Energy is very powerful right now. We're about to move into eclipse season, as I was saying. So energy is picking up, and the words that you are speaking or are singing or are listening to on a like kind of everyday basis, that's the energy that's going to manifest into your life. So I'm hearing an emphasis of like, again, be careful maybe who you're talking to if a certain person brings you into more lower vibrational energy in a way that is not balanced, right? Not conducive to your progress. It's an energy of, okay, we need to start to make some sacrifices and let that go, right? Start to listen to maybe music that makes you feel happier. Like, yes, we go through the feelings of sadness, and yes, it's good to release that energy by listening to that music. I feel like maybe in the beginning of the week, again, when that moon is in Cancer, that is a good time to maybe get that energy out if you need to in that way. Or again, movies, videos, like the scrolling through Instagram and through Facebook, like what are you taking in? What information, right, are you taking in? Gemini is ruled by Mercury, which is a sign of the planet of communication and of information and phone calls and text messages. Like, pay attention to all of these areas as well. The text messages that you're receiving, the conversations that you are having online. Because again, that is what's going to manifest in your life, especially because a lot of us online right now is where a lot of our work is. I feel like just be very mindful about how you're communicating in those spaces, what information you're consuming as well, right? Okay, let's get the advice from the mothers. Beginning, middle, and end of the week. Ooh. Okay. We have message. See? I'm going to put it back because I wasn't really ready, but a message is trying to come to you. A message is trying to make itself known to you, I feel like, as well. information, like it's reviewing information so that we start again wiser, right? It is like a clean slate that we're stepping into. It is this new world that we're stepping into. We're starting fresh, we're starting again, but we're starting with all the knowledge, I feel like, of our past lives as well. Like we're starting to remember is an energy that I'm feeling. And again, the message of remember where you came from to know where you're going is also coming through. So again, remember your South Node's energy because you need it. It is meant to also help you get to your North Node, but you can't fall too deep into that energy. You can't get consumed by it because you can't spend all your time there, essentially, right? You have other things that you need to do, that you need to strive for and ascend to. And I will have a link posted down below where you can access your natal chart, which will tell you all that information. Okay. What is the message from the mothers of the water, mothers of the night? The advice for the beginning, for the middle, and for the end of the week. There's a strong emphasis on heart chakra. Again, a lot of self-love energy, especially as we move in to the beginning of the week. I feel like moving into the middle of the week is more of an emphasis on your crown chakra. No, I lied. Sorry. Your root chakra, and then your crown chakra at the end of the week. But it might be both. For some of you, you might need a little bit more emphasis on your crown chakra. I feel like throughout the week, to be honest. Okay. Beginning of the week. Thank you. Differences. Yeah, there's also an energy of maybe there's some shadow work that needs to be done. Again, it's diving into the depths of yourself to find your hidden treasure. It's finding also the differences, the duality, right, within yourself. The duality within yourself, and knowing that both, like your darker energy is not necessarily negative. Again, it's that same energy, that negative energy, South Node energy, that's all the kind of the same, like it's not bad. It's not, it just needs to be balanced out. You just need to find the good that those also experiences, those darker experiences maybe that you did have. Also, like it's, remember the strength that it also took for you to get through those circumstances. And then it's also in those moments, like there is a powerful energy because you are coming close to the energy possibly of the other side in some way, in terms of like addictions or abusing a certain substance. When you do that a little too much, when you indulge too much, especially in that darker energy, in extremes that can lead to death, right? So that can lead to the energy of the other side, of the unknown. So again, it's kind of that energy that you found your power though there, because you made it through all of those darker times and you got stronger each and every time. That's why you are where you are today, right? And I feel like for some of you, if you haven't, like if you're a little bit newer in your awakening, I feel like for most of you, you're probably watching this at, I would say probably 18 and older, right? So you have lived life. You have gone through some things, big or small, whatever it was for you that kind of left a ripple effect. Whatever it is, you are understanding also why maybe you went through those situations. So yeah, there's an energy of like, allow yourself to go there, allow yourself to go through those, go through that energy again in whatever way it comes up for you. Like allow yourself to release into it. I know it's going to be hard. I know it's scary. I know it's uncomfortable. Again, we have to do sometimes things that are uncomfortable to get us where we're meant to be. Sometimes it is in our better, like it is for our betterment. Sometimes it's not, and you obviously judge that in your own situation. You follow your intuition no matter what anyone says, no matter what I say on this video. You're also, again, we also have free will. We're going to do what we feel is right. But again, it's about trying to balance out those energies so that they have less adverse effects to not only ourselves, but also the people around us with each and every decision that we make. I hope that makes sense. You have card number 9. Again, this is about personal growth. So yeah, I definitely feel like it's about seeing, and then like you have summon under that. It's like summon your magic back, summon your power back. And you get power from both sides. Okay. Let's get into the middle of the week. What is the advice for the middle of the week? Ooh. You have 2 cards pop out, so I'm going to put them back. But you had beauty and complicated. Again, energy of your heart chakra is coming through. Okay, you have honesty for the middle of the week. Yeah, I feel like there's an energy also of, this might be in like a relationship in your life or relationships in your life. Partnerships, even friendships, even familial relationships, right? With that emphasis on family. But also, who do we consider family? That could be friends for some people as well. Like chosen family or like blood family kind of energy. But it's an energy of being honest with yourself about how you feel in the relationships and how they're serving you, and maybe having some harder conversations to help both of you also be able to grow and move forward or move on. It's about, again, the honesty. When you break off of these maybe friendships that you've had for a really long time, it's because you need to grow, right? Or if you break away from this job that you've had for a really long time and you put a lot of energy into, and maybe the people, like you're going to miss the people that you used to work with, or whatever the case scenario may be. It's about being honest about your situation, honest with yourself, also about what you desire and what you want for the long term. But yeah, it's being honest with yourself and allowing yourself to go in the direction and choose and have that conversation and move where you're being called to move where your heart, where your soul, where your root, like your internal instincts, your desires, again, is coming through, where that is telling you to go at this time. But it's about being honest about it, right? And saying maybe why, like explaining. I feel like that's a lot of the time where there's so many misunderstanding. It's because there's no explanation, right? And I feel like there's an energy of like even writing it down. Like I'm feeling like a write it down by the candlelight kind of energy. Like write a letter even, maybe for some of you. For some of you, this might be like a releasing thing, and I'm getting an energy of like maybe writing down things that you want to release. Write it down on a piece of paper with a candle and then burn it. Is an energy that's coming through. And yeah, there's this take a risk. It's like try something different, try something new, move in a new direction. And that's also what the new moon's energy is, right? And we just came out of the new moon in Gemini, which was a lot of information came through as well. So you're probably also having a clearer picture about where you're being drawn to, where you're being pulled to. Okay, sorry. I don't know why I put that back. We still have the end of the week. And yeah, I'm 11 minutes into this video, and we haven't even gotten through the full week. Like, there's so much energy, there's so much information coming through that also, if we don't take the time to be still, for two things, we might miss it, but also it might pile up so much in our head that it causes a certain amount of anxiety, is an energy that's coming through. You also have the card number 8 in the middle of the week, which is giving me, again, remember I said this week is going to kind of be a taste of when we move into the summer season. I feel like when we move into Leo season more so, Yeah, this is going to be the taste of that season. And that's that 8 energy. Like we're at the crossroads. Like those energies are starting to be pulled together, or pulled, like you're being sucked into the other direction kind of energy. I'm also seeing an hourglass kind of energy. There's also an emphasis on time. Yeah, there's an emphasis on time. Because it's really weird. Like, we're already at the end of May this week. Like, time has stood still, but time is still moving forward so quickly. Right? You feel like you're doing nothing. You feel like... And that happens, right? When you slow down, it's like, but time is the ultimate thief, right? Like, it never gives back, in a sense. You only have however many years you chose to live out on this life. So, yeah, there's an emphasis on time, especially as we are in this transformative time and the planet is literally moving into a new world, right? So we have to make sure that we are personally moving onto this new timeline so that we can thrive there. Because the thing about it is it all lives within the same earth, within the same planet, right? There is, like, it all affects and trickles down and ripples out. Again, energy coming through. Because we all, like, some people are going to choose not to evolve, right? Are going to choose not to grow with the rest of the planet, and they're going to start to make decisions in the new world because they're going to rebel, right? Because they don't want the change, because they decided not to participate in the change. This is a very small number, though. I feel like the more also we collectively raise the vibration of the planet, the less of those people that we'll have to deal with. And also the more love and compassion we can show them to help them. Because they're going to make negative choices, but it's because they don't know how to deal with what's going on within them. Because a lot of us also were never given the tools to do it. A lot of us are doing it on our own. Or are turning again to spirituality, because that is where, like, and it's more, again, there's an energy of, again, what I'm doing here, spiritualists, people who identify as witches, like, just more the natural way of living, right? Indigenous, native ways of living in balance with this natural world. Some people don't want that, and some people who don't want that are in positions of power. So if we also don't send them good energy to continue to evolve and grow, they might make this harder, is what I will say. Okay, that came out. I'll keep it. Yeah, you have strength at the bottom of the deck. Again, this is a time we're gaining our strength, right? We're gaining our strength for what we're moving into. And it's not that it's going to be scary. It's going to be overwhelming in some senses, but it's also an energy of, like, we are literally at a crossroads, so we can also decide as a collective which way we want to move in, right? Because there are both options are there, but how many people are going to, like, this is the voting time right now. How you live your life right now, the choices that you make right now, what you decide to stand up for and fight for right now, right? What holds value to you, and fight for that, and whatever it is that however that means, because that means so many things on so many different levels, literally and figuratively, you know what I mean? So, like, that is the energy, and we're gonna need a lot of strength. So you also need the strength of your ancestors. Light a candle, connect. And I think that's also why I said crown chakra in the middle of the week. But again, it is both, right? Crown chakra and root chakra. You're connecting to your roots. But you get the information through your crown chakra. So that also has to be alive and awakened. You also have solar plexus energy coming through. This is also card number 835. And then you have card number 12, which reduces to a 3, which is creation. Again, we are creating what the next few months are going to look like, and that will also lead us into the next year, right? Because this year is starting to wrap up in a way, like we're getting to the middle of it. There's 2-3 more months before we start moving into fall. So, like, I don't mean to say that also to steal any time, the time that we do have, but it is a reality that we do have to be aware of, because we don't know also what's going on in the out. We don't have as much control, more so. But also we don't know, because there is a lot of misinformation and fake news and false facts, and people also, again, have free will and are just making their own choices, and some people are not being smart and are gathering by the hundreds in parks, just because we got a little bit of leeway and people said we could open up again, which I completely do. Like, I don't know. For me personally, I don't understand this. If I were to go to a park and I see more than like 3 people there, I'm leaving. I'm leaving. Because again, like, they're out of my control. I don't know what's going on in their environments. I don't know who, you know what I mean? And it's not, I don't know, maybe this is my own fears, but I don't know. There's also an energy of just like, you have to use your mind also. Like, be smart about your situations. Maybe just go to the park another day. Like, you have time right now. The world is slowing down for you. You have time. So choose your days wisely, and choose your health over everything else is also an energy that's coming through. Okay, let me get the blessing that's coming through at the end of the week. I feel like I haven't also been on for a while. I feel like that's why so much is coming through. But it was just a week ago. Ooh, that was quick. Okay, 3 messages came out. You have winter, ivy, and prairie. Be still and go within. Again, that Cancer's energy. Stretch and explore. Yep. And then move and adapt. Yeah. I'm also feeling an energy of like, stretch your body. You're going to have some heat, some fire energy in the middle of the week. So use it wisely. Use it to work out your body. Work out any kinks, any knots, any pains, like wherever you're holding tension, I'm feeling as well. Allow yourself to release it by means of physical activity. Like, get your blood pumping. Get your heartbeat. Like, there's an energy of feel your heartbeat. That is the rhythm of your ancestors. Like, that is your, you know what I mean? Like, it's kind of that energy coming through. And then move and adapt at the end of the week. Again, this is when we're starting to be more detailed about how also we are moving forward, how we want to move forward. This is collecting the data and the information about what we experimented with in the beginning and middle of the week, mostly middle of the week. We're starting to compile that information and understand, okay, any mistakes that we made, anything we need to tune up so that the path is clear. And then you have borderland, hidden realms open. Yeah, see, like, we're moving into a new dimension, into a new paradigm, and we're getting a taste of that this week. So just make sure you use that energy wisely. Again, you have time at the beginning of the week to rest. Spirit is supporting you and taking that rest. So allow yourself to be still. Allow yourself to balance out your energies. Do your chakra work. Go into that feminine energy, that Cancer energy. Feel love, feel comfortable, comforted, feel hugged. Right? Maybe for some of you, if you can, go and hug your family. Is what I want to pull? Yeah, I'm going to pull this. Okay, I think 44:44 as I looked at the time. I think this is going to be the last message that I pull, and then I'm going to close out. The overall energy supporting us this week, the overall planet, sign, and house. Learn to receive a clear, easy, and accurate message for the collective consciousness. I'm very much being drawn to my new deck. It's so beautiful. But also prosperity just keeps jumping out. Again, success, congratulations. Prosperity lies ahead. Okay. Overall planet, sign, and house, as well as the energies for divine feminine, masculine, and union. This is the overall planet, sign, and house. Uranus. Sign and house. Overall sign. Thank you. Sagittarius. Flew right into differences. Just an energy of focus. Maybe like extra focus at the beginning of the week. Like set your focus also on relaxing, on being still, on self-love. You know what I mean? Like make it a goal that you're going to accomplish to take care of yourself and your inner needs. Yeah, very much an energy on balance. We're balancing the energy of our south node and our north node also, because again, I feel like this new energy that we're moving into, we're stepping into the energy of our north node for a lot of us. Sagittarius, well, no, that's my rising sign. Planet come out. The sun came out. I feel like that's also just, if the sun is out, go sit in the sun in your backyard if you can, or on your balcony. If you have to go to a park, go to a park, but just again be smart about how you're moving and how you're valuing yourself. Well, we have the second house, which is Taurus energy, is the second house. We have the 9th house for the divine feminine, which is that Sagittarius energy. We have the 4th house, which is that Cancer energy for the divine masculine. And for the divine union, Capricorn with Mercury. And the 12th house. This is Pisces energy. Capricorn is Saturn energy, as well as, what is that? 10th house energy. And then Mercury again is Gemini energy, as well as 3rd house energy. Okay. Oh wait, did I even take it out? No, I didn't. Capricorn. There we go. Again, lots of earth grounded energy, also lots of fire energy this week. But again, make sure you take your time to replenish yourself with that water. You're going to need it. You also have the moon supporting the divine feminine at the bottom of the deck, as well as Saturn, again, that Capricorn's energy supporting the divine masculine at the top of the deck. Okay, let me talk about these energies real quick. Yeah, this is an energy of inventing, doing a new way of doing something. This is your highest ideals. This is where you're going. This is like long range thinking, again with that 9th house energy for the divine feminine as well. What makes you feel secure, what makes you feel stable, also with that Taurus energy, 2nd house energy. But 4th house again is that Cancer energy. So I feel like in the divine masculine, it's in your home space. What is making you feel secure? What do you consider to be family? What is that energy to you? What does that mean to you? And it's, again, we're rebuilding that energy. So it's a new way of maybe doing something within your family unit. I'm feeling for the divine masculines. Maybe for feminine energy, the moon is also ruled by the feminine energy. So a feminine energy in your life, it could be your mother energy, grandmother energy, sister, someone who, like a wife, a partner in your life, a strong feminine presence who's in your life, who maybe has been like a mother to you, or who you want to maybe have children with. It's like a focus on the fourth house energy. For divine feminines, it's focused on long range. And this is also an interesting energy because there is feeling, well, I've been saying this for a while, that this is the rise of the divine feminine energy. This is a time when we're balancing out that patriarchy that we've had. Essentially, we're stepping into more of a matriarchy type of world. But the difference is, like, it's gonna be balanced. We're gonna find the perfect balance within that. There's gonna be more divine feminine stepping up into places of power and being more also influential. Also in regards to, again, this natural earth, this natural world, and how we are meant to take care of it and nurture it, because the feminine energy, and then, again, this doesn't have, that's why it's also going to be balanced, because this doesn't have to be a female. This is someone who has a strong feminine, a strong but balanced feminine energy, right? Feminine and masculine energy. Like, the feminines are stepping in also into their masculine energy at this time. They know their own energy. They know their feminine energy, right? But they're stepping into the masculine because they now have to balance out that energy. They have all the tools of their feminine energy. I'm getting that yin yang symbol, right? They have, if you're stepping into essentially the masculine energy, it's that the lighter energy. But they still have that darkness, their strength, their power, their connection to spirit and divine that they can always fall back on. It's always going to be there. They also always have to remember to nurture it. But they're stepping into positions of power, of authority in our world. We're going to see a lot more of that as we move into the future. The future is feminine. Well, the future is balanced, actually. But the future, for at least the next little while, is feminine. And then the divine masculines are doing the opposite. So they're stepping into the more feminine role. Feminine aspect of themselves. Yeah. Okay, let me just read these messages. And again, that's why this is a new way of doing things. And it's for a higher purpose. It's to find balance. We've had a lot of one energy. We had a lot of the patriarchy. We're done with it. We're now rebelling against it for a lot. You know what I mean? Like, there's so much rebellion. There's so much conflict. There's so much tension. And also, this is why all of this is happening right now. Tension is what creates change. Right? So things are changing, but things are changing on a huge, major scale. But it's also flow within that, and also figure out now what is your role within this new world. You have stir up the situation by using your highest ideals patiently. Be open to new ideas about the rules of what you want. Invent a way to get it out to the world and get what you need. An unusual example of insights to understand your beliefs, a different way of looking at the wisdom of what you value, an unexpected change resulting from the understanding of your resources. There's also an energy, you have more resources than maybe you think you do. There are a lot of people, again, this might be in your own family. Again, this is why we're rebuilding that family unit. The Capricorn, Saturn, 10th house energy, mostly Saturn's energy though, has to do a lot with tradition, right? And that's also that 4th house energy, tradition. And in a lot of cases, tradition has, or at least in more so a spiritual sense as well, tradition has been tainted in a sense, and people now don't really, they look against tradition no matter kind of what it is. They're just like, oh, if that's traditional, I kind of don't want to do that. I want to do something different, because that's also just the energy that we were in as we moved through the 2000s, and also before that, and again cyclically throughout time. but yeah, it was an energy of rebelling against the church, right? Who was upheld the most traditional values, quote unquote. But a lot of what they were doing was unjust, was not balanced, and was feeding again that masculine energy, the patriarchy energy, in a negative, in a toxic way that made them think they had full understanding also of this spiritual like the way things should work, kind of, in a sense, like of creation. And it's Saturn was in Capricorn, and Saturn is going retrograde in the sign of Aquarius, because it's also kind of breaking down that internet, like the internet, to make sure it's a better place, it's a safer space for everyone, especially energy of the children, because that's where everyone is online right now. So we want to make sure that things are upheld in a way that is conducive to everyone. But it's going to move back through the sign of Capricorn, and Pluto, the sign of destruction, is in the sign of Capricorn again, which is ruled by Saturn. So it is like that very like, this is the way things are done. It's breaking down that energy and finding out what is actually at the core of that, what is the actual values, the morals that we want to live by, that we want to uphold, because spirituality has been demonized because of the energy of the industry of the church, right? And of tradition and of that kind of energy. So those things are being broken down. And even in like whatever doctrine you practice, you study, whatever belief system that you have, certain things are being broken down within that as well. Again, because especially as people write things down, errors are made. Like, people make mistakes, and then because you are putting it out as, this is the book of the way of the world, and this is how to do things, and you know what I mean? Like, people take that seriously, and people live by that. And if it's not pure, if it is not true, it can be taken in a negative way and affect someone's life negatively. And then again, that has effects at some point. Like, that's going to come back to bite you in the ass, essentially, at some point. So that is what's happening right now. And I very much feel like there's kind of an end to an energy I felt a while ago, actually. And this was last year. Was an end of the biblical reign as kind of the truth of the way of this world. Not because there isn't truth in the Bible and in Christianity, but it's because they got their information from an original source as well. All of the also spiritual practices of this world got their information from an original source. It's also understanding what that original source is, and then understanding how that played out in different cultures in its most natural and again, just and balanced also way within the different cultures all around the world, right? And then it's also like that will also enable us to come together, because we all have the shared values of upholding this earth and making sure that she is good and she is one, and making sure that everyone has more than enough to go around, and making sure that that energy is also always exchanging. Everything that goes out comes back to you tenfold, so that you can also continue to give, right? It's going to give you more than enough than you need, so that you can also give to those that maybe don't have enough. And then we build each other up, and I feel like there's an emphasis of that's happening within our families as well, because we're rebuilding. And like at the end of the day, that's your cornerstones, right? That's where you came from. Let me read Divine Feminine Energy. You have stir up the situation by using your highest ideals as if it came from all there is, which is essentially what I'm doing right now. Is like the natural law is what we're kind of moving into. Be open to new ideas about the rules of the philosophies and laws involved. Invent a way to get it out to the world and do it in a big way. We're making the divine feminine energy is making her voice or their voice heard at this time. But it's going to be also in a way that it's a feminine energy, right? So this is going to be more in love. This is not a warlike energy. There is going to be a fight. We will also fight for what we believe in if we have to, but we don't also want that. We don't want a war. Most of the divine feminine energy doesn't want a war, right? And that can be a war on any kind of ripple in your life, right? That could be the war within yourself. That could be the kind of war energy in the relationship right now. Like you guys are going at it in a sense, right? So it's about showing also more love and compassion and doing that in a big way as well. Where was I? Did I read all of those? Yeah, I did. Okay. So an unusual example of insights to understand spiritual values, a different way of looking at the wisdom of long-range thinking or travel, an unexpected change resulting from the understanding of what is to be shared. Again, also the divine feminine energy is connected to the spiritual world and spiritual plane, and there is an energy of being able to have the gift of prophecy, to be able to see what the future holds so that we know how to, again, keep us on the right path, see what energies are going to be at play within the planets, within the moon cycles, within the outside environment, so that we know how to maneuver through that energy and be resourceful as well, to be able to stay on course, stay balanced within our energies. Masculine energy. Stir up the situation by using your highest ideals as you did in the past. Be open to new ideas about the rules of your home base or your family. Invent a way to get it out to the world and do what makes you feel secure. Insights to understand an unusual example of what makes you feel secure. The wisdom of a different way. Oh, what? That's why, because I'm reading it completely backwards. An unusual example of insights to understand what makes you feel secure. A different way of looking at the wisdoms of support. An unexpected change resulting from the understanding of your home base or your family. There's also an energy of divine masculine is embracing help and love and support and not feeling like they're kind of added alone in this world, like not feeling that they can trust maybe anyone. They're starting to find a sense of trust now, I feel like. And again, that's in everyone, right? There's also that energy within ourselves. The divine feminines have to be able to trust themselves to step forward, to step into the light, to step into the lead, in a sense. Or into, again, the position of authority, a position of power, into success. Because that, at the end of the day, like you are going to be in the masculine's world when you do that, right? The feminine energy, the feminine world is this fourth house energy. It's the home space, right? It's the womb. It's the moon. It's the ocean. It's where we feel, right? The divine feminine doesn't really like to take the lead in that sense. In the purest of pure forms of divine feminine. Again, you might be a female with an extremely masculine energy. You might be a male with an extremely feminine energy. So if you're a male also with a feminine energy, you are going to be called to step forward. And that's also why there's an energy of letting go of judgment, letting go of what you think you're seeing as well. Or what maybe you associate with it, like gender norms and gender kind of rules are being broken down, because again, we're getting to the truth of this is just positive and negative energy, light and dark energy, masculine and feminine energy, and everyone has it. But it's about decoding for the individual what is the most dominant energy, and then how do we balance that out, right? Because there's going to be one energy that they're more comfortable with, and there's going to be one energy that they need to pay more attention to and have more and nurture it a little bit more so that it doesn't get out of balance. But it's going to be uncomfortable, right? Because it's not something that we're used to. It's not something that we know. It's not something that was written down that we can really follow. It's something that comes from within. Because at the end of the day, also, you can only choose whether you're going to stay comfortable or grow and evolve in this lifetime. Divine union, stir up the situation by using your goals patiently. Be open to new ideas about the day-to-day reality of what you want. Invent a way to use the most business-like way and get what you need. Again, Capricorn energy, Saturn energy, that 10th house energy is the divine masculine's energy in a sense. It is that more father figure energy in that quote unquote, again, traditional sense, with the norms that have been put in place, with the mother's energy being the divine feminine energy, that moon's energy, and then the father's energy being the energy of being a little bit more stern, a little bit more disciplined, again, because you have to deal with the outside world. So you have to know how to survive in the outside world, and the outside world is a cold, hard place, can be a cold, hard place. Like there's a lot of lessons that you're gonna learn, and you have to learn it on your own. So the divine masculine energy is the one who gives you, this is how you get through it, this is the rules, this is the, like, you have to stay dedicated, because again, things are gonna, not everything is in your control, right? You have more control within your home space, and that's where you feel more nurtured, you feel more comforted. It will still give you lessons, because that's where you learn all of your initial lessons, is within the home space, which is also what a lot of people are learning at this time. Like a lot of people also, a lot of children and families are starting to inadvertently turn to homeschooling, because their kids don't want to spend all day on the computer doing schoolwork. They would rather be playing. They would rather be getting to know their one of their parents fixing the car or mowing the lawn or doing their hair, or, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's these things that we learn in the home that are actually of value, that make sure that we as beings stay again, balanced. We're learning how to cook again, right? Learning how to do laundry, and understanding why that's also important, because when you have your own house one day, like, it's also getting out of the energy of having anyone do something for you. Again, like that slave kind of mentality, having someone serve you, in a sense, like having someone work for you, at least in a way that's non-consensual, right? So maybe a lot of, like, if you're in a home situation where maybe your children or your other half doesn't take care of the house, clean up the house in a certain way, it's again finding more balance in that sense, because again, you share the burden. And this is what I'm saying, like, this is more equal. It's not giving it all the way to the other side. It's like, no, I understand that we are also a team. We are a family. We support, we connect, we help each other grow and survive. So we're all going to put our effort into this, because we all want all of us to win. And we know that this is also it's not easy, and it's not also the most fun thing to clean up all the time, right? Because we want to have fun. It takes time also. It takes time. It takes dedication. It might sacrifice something that you would rather be doing, right? To clean up your life, to clean up your closet, to clean up your health, right? To clean up your diet, to clean up the thoughts that you have in your mind, to clean up your email, to clean whatever it is that you have to clean. It's time. We have to take time out of our day to do it. And sometimes it's not what we want to do, but there is value in doing it, because it creates space for something new. And that is the message. We are in an hour, and the sun has gone down, or is still going down. So I'm going to close it there. I hope that made sense. I literally gave you everything that Spirit just gave me. I'm definitely going to go back and watch this. Again, like this video, really supports my channel. Again, it's free. It lets me know that this content is valued and is needed by the community, because I'm doing it for you. I am doing it for me, obviously, as well, but I am doing it for you for the most part, because again, I want to see all of us thrive. I want to see my community, my family thrive, and be able to deal with also a lot of the mental anxieties and illness that only really happened because we didn't have the tools on how to deal with living in that fast-paced life that we were forced to live in, right? So yeah, that is my gift to you. That is my wish for you. My intention for you is that you are able to relax and then be playful, and then kind of take back information and plan for your future. Find a little bit more comfort and more love, and have prosperity and success in your life and in your week and ahead of you, for all of us, because there is more than enough to share. So yeah, I will see you guys in my next video. Happy healing. Peace.